The Bucs score will only show 2 picks for Aaron Rodgers, but I saw him flick a 3rd pick right into his mouth. Do all of Davante Adams' quarterbacks do this?
I was hoping that one wouldn't stick.
Welcome to the real winners and losers for NFL Week 7. The biggest losers? Anyone who tries to hit Patrick Mahomes. The 49ers season ended right there when Mahomes ended Mustafa, the same way Scar ended Mufasa.
Long live the king.
Which is why I will refer to Mahomes as Scar from now on. The Ravens are legit. Russell Wilson shined in black and gold. The NFC North is a gauntlet, and a surprise rookie got my attention this week. Today I'll reveal the real winners and losers from Week 7. But first, the Blop 10 plays. The only guy not scared of the Blop 10? Scar. Blop 10, Jalen poked the ball right out with his wiener. Sorry, Patriots fans, but this will never be the new helmet catch. After the game, Gerard Mayo said the Patriots are playing soft right now.
Soft football team across the board.
And thank God, because this would have really hurt hard. Blop 9, the 3 people clapping when everyone else in MetLife Stadium was appropriately booing that traitor Saquon Barkley. That was the last thing Giants fans would have to clap about, though. Blop 8, Russell Wilson was so impressive in his Steelers debut, he had Najee Harris forgetting he was in a room full of white people.
Tonight, bro.
Oh, shit. Shout out my nigga, though. Oh, shout out my...
Najee also had 100 yards in this game, something he's going to need to do every week for us. Blop 7, with the game on the line, Tim Boyle throws the ball away on 4th down. I've seen Tim Boyle play for a few years now, and I'm not totally convinced this was a throwaway. I am convinced he has blackmail on half the NFL, though. Blop 6, the Chargers-Cardinals game. A true blop of a game featuring nothing but blops. Nothing makes me happier than when possession changes multiple times on the same play. A tipped pass, a big man interception, a big man fumble, and a Cardinals recovery. Blop, 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 blop. Justin Herbert had 349 passing yards and no touchdowns. Blop. Kyler Murray, I watched boost his Madden speed in real time, which was crazy. Rest in peace to anyone facing Dicker the Kicker in fantasy. He was 5 for 5. But again, no TDs for Herbert on 349 passing yards. That's like doing 500 push-ups every day and losing muscle mass because you refuse to consume any protein. I'm on the push-up and Mountain Dew only diet. Blop 5, Brock Purdy hits his own lineman in the head with a pass. Wait, why did we put this on the Blop? This was Purdy's best throw of the day. This should be a highlight. No, why'd you show that fucking Mahomes clip again? Blop 4. Andy Dalton may not be a tackler, but my blop is seeing Davante Adams' best play in his Jets debut be this touchdown-saving tackle that resulted in a touchdown anyway. I hope to find someone who loves me the way Adams loves Rodgers one day. Blop 3, the 49ers onside kick attempt. The ball is spinning like the totem from Inception, and unfortunately for all of us, it stopped. So this nightmare 6-0 start by the Chiefs is indeed real life. Blop 2, Texas fans threw trash on the field until the refs reversed a pass interference call. Guys, this is how we stop the Chiefs from three-peating. And the Blop 1 this week, interim Jets head coach Jeff Ulbrich was trying to throw the red challenge flag onto the field. He dropped it, and Aaron Rodgers immediately snapped the ball and threw a touchdown. Were you trying to challenge a good play, Jeff? Or did Rodgers see a flag fly and instantly go into free play mode? We'll never know, but an interim head coach botching the challenge flag toss is the Jets season in a nutshell. Anthony Richardson, he was serviceable in the Colts win. Serviceable. That's exactly what you want from one of the most athletic players in the league at the QB position, right? Miami, again, had to insert Tim Boyle into the game after Tyler Huntley was injured. Jonnu Smith scored his first touchdown as a Dolphin. And even with Boyle in the game, Miami had a chance to tie it. But of course they didn't, and the Colts successfully lanced that boil. I have no clue how good or bad the Seattle Seahawks are, but they kicked the Falcons' asses. Bijan Robinson at least gave the great people of Georgia a spin move highlight. One of the rare plays that looks less impressive in slow motion. Atlanta had over 100 rushing yards in the first half of this game and still lost by 20. To put it simply, Geno was just a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins in this game. I mean, hell, Jackson Smith and Jigba was a better quarterback in this game than Cousins. Cousins threw 2 picks and had a pretty bad overthrow as well. Nothing more costly though when Cousins got rocked by Boye Mafe, which led to a Seahawks scoop and score. I wanted this in the Blop, but that's just a great football play by Mafe. My only Mahomes award does go to Geno Smith for firing this FDR to DK Metcalf. Geno was so happy with himself, he tried to make out with DK after, which is the real reason DK left the game. He was uncomfortable around Geno. And after the game, we all learned Tariq Woolen uses meth streams to watch football games from home for free. That's hilarious. But if we're talking about meth and receivers, it better be Chiefs receivers. Losing ligaments, the quarterback Achilles. Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles in this game, becoming the 3rd quarterback in about a year to suffer that injury. While I personally never root for injury publicly, I want to show how I think Browns fans are feeling now that they can have a different quarterback for the rest of the season. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! The best play in this game, though, was the Bengals' opening kick return touchdown, and the Browns became the first team with 3 different players, each having 10-plus passing attempts in a game since 2008. If you enjoy sad, pathetic men who talk about football, hit me with the subscription and turn those notifications on. Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog. We are currently 7,290 signups away from 10,000, which is the number we've got to hit to have Underdog pay me $1 million. If you're going to sign up and play Underdog for fantasy, for pick'ems, use my code THATSGOOD or link below. And we're doing very well to hit that goal, but we've got to pick up the pace. Just like the Pacers. And there's new NBA profit boosts right now available on Underdog to kick off the NBA season. Click the gift icon after making an entry to use your 20% profit boost. Now that's only good through the 27th, so you got to sign up now. And thank you guys. Thank all of you who showed up to the charity stream last week. We've raised over $43,000 for Solving Kids Cancer. An absolutely incredible charity, and Underdog kicked off that fundraiser stream with a $10,000 donation. I've never had a sponsor support me like that, and I am thrilled we used this dumb channel to do something good. Winning jealousy? Drake May. I'm jealous. All May has done is lose his first 2 starts and receive nothing but praise. As a Broncos fan, this makes me jealous, and it pisses me off. Bo Nix hasn't received a sliver of that praise in his 4 wins. I get it. Drake's tossed some FDRs and Nix has tossed some overthrows. But if I can borrow from ESPN, come on, man, come on. May did give the Patriots their first opening drive touchdown of the season, capped with a pass to JaMychal Hasty. Drake May is now the first rookie QB since Dan Marino to throw 5 TDs and over 500 yards in his first 2 starts. Winning the election? Tank Bigsby and his running mate Brian Thomas Jr. How can you not vote for these two? Nobody on the ticket will extend job security like them. They have saved Doug Peterson's job. It's a little troubling that they did it in a foreign country, but it is the country that's most like America. Old England. Bigsby had 118 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Both times, Bigsby has gone over 100 yards. The Jags have won. Brian Thomas found the end zone for the 4th time this season, giving him more than any rookie receiver this year, and he is now entering Randy Moss rookie yards per reception territory. And they might just have to name returner Parker Washington the Secretary of Agriculture and put him on the ticket as well, because this man ate in London. He housed a punt return for 96 yards, officially the longest in Yaggy's history, the first ever in London. He had less than a 1% chance of scoring on this play according to Next Gen Stats. No clue where they get those percentages from, but it sounds cool as shit, doesn't it? My losing punch? Well, that's going to the Vikings. The Vikings were the only team to throw and land a knockout punch in their game and then still lose. The writing was on the wall after Ivan Pace returned that punch out for the TD. Anytime you're talking punches and Ivans, the Ivans lose.
I see 3 of them out there.
Get the one in the middle.
My winning QB? Exactly how many incompletions has Jared Goff thrown in the last 3 games? 10. Just 10 in 68 attempts. The turf is hot lava, and Goff rarely lets the ball touch the ground. Goff was excellent in the Lions' takedown of the previously undefeated Vikings, throwing a pair of touchdown passes and putting up a quarterback rating of 140 as he averaged 11.2 yards every time the ball left his non-masturbatory hands. Oh yeah, and he led the game-winning drive to set up UFL legend Jake Bates, who brought the boom in Minnesota on a clincher at the end.
We bring the boom! That's what we do!
The Lions are playing like the best team in the NFL, even without their star Aiden Hutchinson. And if that continues, Jared Goff should and will be the front runner of the MVP conversation. Unless, of course, Patrick Mahomes wins it with more interceptions than touchdowns. And I would not rule that out. The Lions, through 4 games, have more TDs than Goff has thrown incompletions. No team has ever done that shit. But did Goff truck a dude in the end zone? No. Now, I actually don't care if AI takes over the world and we're all living in the Matrix in 50 years. This use of AI is hilarious.
Sam Darnold can sit the fuck down. You ain't no ginger Jesus.
To counter the profanity there, here's a wholesome winning edit honoring Gibbs and Montgomery's new nickname, Sonic and Knuckles.
Here's Gibbs, good run, best run, good move, there he goes, needs a block, he's in! Jahmyr Gibbs answers back for Detroit.
Unfortunately, David Montgomery had all of his rings knocked out of him when he fumbled for the first time in 247 carries. Jahmyr Gibbs, though, carried the load, scoring a 45-yard touchdown, had 160 all-purpose yards and another TD. The reason Goff has been so good is the supporting cast. From the line protecting him, to Gibbs on the final drive, to the slot merchant, to Amon-Ra St. Brown going off for 112 yards, to Brian Branch picking off the non-ginger Jesus and defending the pass on the 2-point play. Darnold almost won the only Mahomes throw with this toss in the 4th quarter, but nobody beats Goff. Not even the ginger Jesus. Losing QBs shared award this week, Brock Purdy and Pat Mahomes, who were not good on Sunday, at least through the air. Mahomes scrambled for 39 yards, and a lot of the reason for that is because defenders are terrified to hit him within spitting distance of the sideline. But the 2 quarterbacks who faced off in the Super Bowl last year combined for 0 passing TDs and 5 interceptions. 3 of them from Purdy, who threw a back-breaking end-zone pick in the 4th quarter.
Just Purdy thrown into double coverage. I'm not sure where he's trying to force that ball. Hicks is literally standing right there.
Obviously, Purdy has been efficient most of the year, but Mahomes' numbers through 6 games have become really bizarre. It's a side note to their undefeated start to the season right now. Stats are indeed for nerds, though, as Mike Tomlin said last week, but I'm kind of worried about how good the Chiefs can be if their quarterback stops throwing the ball to the other team every week, because they're 6-0 for the first time ever in his career. How do you get better than undefeated? I don't know, but Andy Reid does. The last guy to be 6-0 while having more picks than touchdowns was Peyton Manning.
I'm so sorry to my world.
And now you're just absorbing hits like a superhero or a witch? Guys, do you think Mahomes is actually a witch? I know we joke about that stuff, about black magic a lot here, but seriously, do you think he's a witch? Unrelated, how do you get rid of a witch? My overrated award this week? Healthy football teams. Look at how decimated last season's 2 Super Bowl squads are. Good health? Who do you think you are, San Francisco? The Patriots from 2000 to 2019? This was as even of an injury bowl as you could have. Also, shout out to the 49ers rookie Ricky Pearsall, who played in his first game after getting shot in the chest and caught 3 passes for 21 yards. With Ayuk out for the year now, the Niners are going to need a lot out of Pearsall if they want to make a run. I don't think they can. The Rams bested the Raiders 2015. Raiders quarterback Aiden O'Connell smashed his thumb. He was replaced by the man with the green thumb. And this Gardner came in and did something very un-Gardner-like. He fired not one, not two, but three. 3 interceptions. Just like the quarterback he faced, he is also lacking weapons in the passing game, but luckily for Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams rushed for a couple touchdowns. My losing stat, Minshew and Stafford combined for 4 picks, 0 TDs. Lump in my other losing QBs, Mahomes and Purdy, that's 9 picks, 0 TDs. Throw in Andy Dalton, Aaron Rodgers, and Kirk Cousins, that's 2 touchdowns and 15 fucking picks. I could have added DTR to the list to make it even dumber, but I spared him. Besides Mahomes, the only quarterback to throw multiple interceptions and get a win was Jordan Love, but he also threw multiple touchdowns. Speaking of my winning game, Packers-Texans. Now, Stephon Diggs and Jair Alexander were getting chippy pregame. After the game, Diggs said,
"You're never the bigger person. I ain't letting shit go."
Me too, Stephon. I am also never the bigger person. That's because I'm only 5'8" in shoes. My winning defense, the Packers. CJ Stroud was not effective. Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Andy Dalton had more completions than Stroud with 11. Snoop Huntley had more passing yards than Stroud with 87 to Stroud's 86. You think Joe Mixon scoring a couple touchdowns behind 115 rushing yards would have opened things up a little bit for CJ and the Texans offense, but it didn't. He was sacked 4 times, which has happened 3 times now this season. The Packers are officially my Jekyll and Hyde team. Jordan Love is constantly battling his inner Favre and inner Rodgers. Jordan Love was picked off for the 5th straight game. Love is on that McKinney shit right now, all right? Xavier's interception streak ended a couple games ago, but he's still making an impact. It's been a quiet year for NFL tight ends, but Tucker Kraft has 4 touchdowns now, including an insane grab in this game. Jordan Love, though, he's all about promoting gun safety, while also gunslinging it like Wyatt Earp or Homer Simpson.
If it'll make you feel any better, I'll put the safety on.
And it's not just Love. Their special teams nearly cost him the game. And their new special teams kicker, Brandon McManus, won them the game. The Packers have such little faith in their special teams units that even the ball guy joined them for prayer. Regardless, Green Bay has so much talent at all the skill positions, they can survive all of those mistakes. And if that's the defense that shows up every week, they are as dangerous as Homer with a gun. Josh Jacobs scored his first ever receiving touchdown. He entered the game with 211 receptions without scoring a TD. I did a short about that about a month ago, and I forgot to post it. My winning game manager? It's time to give some love to Marcus Mariota, who came in after Jaden Daniels left early against the Panthers. Now, you don't really beat the Panthers as much as you manage your team to near certain victory while Carolina shoots itself in the foot again and again and again and again. But Mariota came in cold and lit it up in relief of Daniels, completing 18 of his 23 passes for 205 yards, 2 TDs, and no picks. The real winner of this game, though, Cliff Kingsbury, who must have really found himself in Thailand because he's looking like one of the best OCs in the game right now. If you want more on that game, I covered it here. The new worst game. You're the new worst team, Carolina. My winning receiver? Let's go into a guy who just switched teams this week and fit seamlessly into his new offense in game number 1. I'll give you a hint. He plays for a New York team. No, not Davante Adams. The guy who lost to the Steelers twice in 1 week? I don't think so. I'm talking about Amari Cooper, who got traded away from hell this past week and wound up in the heaven that is Buffalo, where he joined a stellar Bills offense and put up 4 grabs for 66 yards and a touchdown in front of his new home crowd. It looked like Cooper didn't even know the audibles, but Keon Coleman, who was great as well, by the way, just told him to catch a touchdown. So Cooper went out there and caught himself a TD.
Nah, man. Cause he know the plays. I just help him confirm it.
Oh, and while Mahomes leads the league in interceptions, Josh Allen still hasn't thrown a pick this season. Winning running back? Nick Chubb, no matter what. Now, it's been a full season, plus 5 games, since we've seen Nick Chubb on the field following that devastating knee injury. And in his first game back, Chubb delivered with a touchdown. Now, he didn't do much else, But to see him back in the end zone after a brutal blow to his career is really awesome. And now I just want to see him back to full strength and full speed like we saw for so many years. Also, he did wait until Deshaun Watson was out of the game to score, because Nick Chubb is just that classy.
That's got to feel real nice for Mr. Chubb.
My revenge dagger? No surprise here, right guys? It's Saquon Barkley, who had more rushing yards than the Giants had total offensive yards. If not for Nick Chubb, Barkley would have been, the best running back this week. So he'll have to settle for the highly coveted revenge dagger. The Giants basically told Barkley he could test his market in the offseason, and he certainly tested it. This was his first time playing his old team, and he absolutely went off to the tune of 187 total yards, 176 of them on the ground, plus a rushing TD. Second most all-time against a former team. Barkley said there was no bad blood between him and the Giants, but I think he might have saved a little something extra for his return to East Rutherford. I would mail you the revenge dagger, Saquon, but they told me if I try that one more time, I will be arrested. Losing offense? The Giants. Or winning Ballas celibacy? Daniel Jones. If Danny doesn't want to score, leave him alone, guys. It's probably why Kay Adams decided not to date him. The Giants gave up 8 sacks, 5 in the first half, and they punted 11 times. This was the sack game. 13 total sacks in this game. Jalen Hurts went down 5 times, which seems like a luxury comparatively. The Giants still lead the league in sacks. Their defense. I don't know if Dan Jones was benched for Drew Lock or if Brian Dable just didn't want to attend Daniel Jones' funeral this week by leaving him in the game. We'll never know. Losing stat, all of the quarterbacks to throw more touchdowns than Daniel Jones at MetLife since last year. Did a white corner get an interception? No. And Cooper DeJean took a nasty stiff arm from Daniel Jones. And my losing drive? Well, that's going to Jay Cutler, of course. This season, the Jets are a team embracing change, which is why they are the bed shitters, because now they need to change their fucking sheets. They had 2 more wins last year with Zach Wilson. Let that Elon in. Davante Adams in his debut had just 3 catches for 30 yards. New York wasted an amazing game from running back Breece Hall. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions, one that bounced off Garrett Wilson's chest like 5G bounces off of Aaron Rodgers. I know Rodgers bought one of those Russell Brand amulets. I know it. The Jets defense gave up 409 yards of offense to the Steelers, who also scored 37. Danger Russ Wilson gets my winning debut with his new team. It helped that he had George Pickens doing insane things with his hands, but after a slow start, converting 0 third downs in the first half and getting booed by Steelers fans 15 minutes and 7 seconds into his debut, Russ got his first third down conversion on this throw to George Pickens. Russell Wilson played his best football. You got the best version of Russell Wilson in his debut, Pittsburgh, and you still booed him. 264 passing yards, 2 TDs, no picks, but what I was impressed by, Russ taking just 1 sack. My winning rookie and defender, that's going to Beanie Bishop. I love an unlikely hero, and Beanie went undrafted out of West Virginia this spring, and he picked off Rodgers twice in prime time. I don't even know how he got the first pick. Both were instrumental in really turning the tide of that game and setting up the Steelers' offense with short fields. My losing arm? The Buccaneers, who came out red hot. Baker Mayfield fired a touchdown to Mike Evans, his 100th of his career. Their defense sacked Lamar Jackson twice, and they were up 10-0. And then we watched in horror as Mike Evans, who was playing through an obvious hamstring injury, went down writhing in pain. Fast forward to when the Bucs were trying to make it a game late in garbage time and Chris Godwin dislocated his ankle. The reason Tampa had a chance to be competitive for the rest of the season were those 2 men. And Evans' injury took the steam out of his 100th career touchdown, putting him in some elite receiving company. And Godwin's ankle looked so bad it made everyone pray for him. Even the atheists. Baker threw 2 costly picks to Marlon Humphrey, who also went down with an injury on the second pick. Anyone catching balls from Baker Mayfield's arm, the losing arm, got hurt. Nothing a Zen can't fix though, right, Baker? Which takes me to my winning duo, Lamar and the King. Lamar Jackson was a contender for the best quarterback this week. 5 touchdown passes on Monday night, just 5 incompletions and 52 rushing yards. He was 0.2 points away from having a perfect passer rating. He won MVP last season, and he's playing significantly better right now. He had 8 touchdowns and 3 picks last season through 7 games. He's at 15 touchdowns to 2 picks today with nearly 100 more rushing yards. But that's in large part because of this man, King Henry. All hail King Henry. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Henry and Jackson, my two-headed monster, because they are equally important to each other's success right now.
Equal!
And they are both on personal best paces. Actually, the two-headed monster from Sesame Street, little childish. They're the two-headed raven. The only mistake they made was letting off the gas up 24 points in the 4th quarter. But they make each other better, and the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Heard it here first. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. If you can't support through Underdog, a subscription is free, and that's always enough. Share the video with your dentist, your gynecologist, your proctologist, anybody you think would be interested in watching my channel. We gotta get those sub numbers up.